be with your Monday post. We will be doing a little bit of a review of our last lesson when we've added switches now to our electrical circuit. So this will just be a review and what switches actually do as a part of the overall circuit. And as well as you have a quick little two-part assignment that you will do with this lesson as well. So I'll just take you through this and talk about some of the PowerPoint, what you can ignore and don't have to ignore and stuff like that. So these first two slides on the PowerPoint, so this table group work, you don't have to worry about doing this or the answer section, just because if we were in class, I'd have a little bit more of a demonstration for you. We don't have that in this lesson, so you can just ignore those first two slides. They're not relevant to what you guys need to do. But what I will do is go over your assignment. So you have two parts to it, and I'll read through the PowerPoint first, and then I'll show you the assignment. So you have to you have to label the diagram and complete part one as needed. So it has a little bit of a requirement that you have to do, which I'll talk about in just a second. And then we're going to adjust part two a little bit. It asks you to do something, but we're going to change what you need to do and what you need to draw on that part two. So with part two, make sure you draw a circuit diagram using similar labels we have already seen in the previous classes. So we're going to use some of those specific electrical circuit symbols rather than just picture representations of those. And with your three drawings that you have to create, you're going to draw one simple circuit, one open circuit, and one closed circuit. And in case you forget what those are, I'm going to go over them before I sign off here. So here's what your assignment looks like. So it's going to look like this. You'll have access to this. And it says, here's a diagram of an electric circuit with a switch. A switch is used to control the electric current so that the light bulb goes off and on. So part one of this is part of the electrical circuit in this diagram is missing. Draw the missing part. So you're going to see that there's a very key element missing in this circuit, which would prevent it from lighting up even if the switch was down. So it is not the switch being open that is incorrect, that's not the missing element. There's something else missing on this diagram. So you have to indicate what it is and make sure you draw it into this diagram. After that, you're going to label the diagram. So you're going to label all the components of the overall circuit. So we've got one part here with the positive and negative sign. We've got something connecting it all together. We've got a load or something that we need to power. And then we've got this final element, which is the switch. So there's going to be 4 parts in total that you need to label on this diagram. If you're labeling the wire, you just need to label one part of the wire. We know that there are multiple parts in this circuit, obviously, but you don't have to label multiple wires. You only have to label it once for me. Now, going back to part two, having to draw 3 diagrams. Now, on this assignment, it says draw labeled diagrams of devices that use switches to control electrical currents. That you do not have to do. You're just going to draw 3 different examples of these circuits. So one simple circuit, remembering that a simple circuit only has a minimum of 3 elements, that being a wire, a switch, and then also, a wire, a power source, and a load or a resistor or something that needs to be powered. So you should have at least those 3 elements in your simple circuit. Again, using those new symbols that we learned about on Friday to draw this diagram. So not symbols, but using the diagram pictures that we learned about last time, the one that electricians and stuff use. You're also going to draw an open circuit and a closed circuit. So these ones must have those 3 elements, the wire, the light bulb, and the power source. In these final 2, in the open circuit and the closed circuit, you do need to add a switch. So last Friday, I gave you this worksheet that showed you what they are going to be drawn as. So these are what you have to recreate. So these are the minimum standards that you need to meet. So this would be a simple circuit, this would be an open circuit, and this would be a closed circuit. So that's what you're going to be drawing in these 3 boxes here. So this one can be your open circuit drawing, this one can be your simple circuit, this one can be your closed circuit, whatever order you want to draw them in. But you're making sure that you're using these symbols when you are drawing them, and remembering what the difference is between an open circuit and a closed circuit. Those are the key elements that you need to hit. So, to review, in part one, there's something missing in here that you have to add, and then you're also going to be labeling this circuit with the different parts. And then down here, 1, 2, and 3, you're going to draw me 3 different circuits: a simple circuit, an open circuit, and a closed circuit. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I will be available to answer any of your questions, and I will see you back here on Wednesday.